Hello and welcome. I thought that this would be a good time to get together and talk briefly about the workouts that we have and give you a little bit of behind the scenes information about how we're putting those together, along with some brand new information about how those workouts are going to be changing coming into the new year. So when we put together the workouts, much like we would do for programming a workout for an individual client, we're looking at the goals of our gym community, all of the different members, and the workouts are definitely CrossFit style workouts where we're either combining some strength element with some gymnastics movement, or maybe some endurance work with gymnastics or with the weightlifting, and some combination of that. Basically following the philosophy of having a workout that is designed to improve our health and our fitness, help us to get stronger, to get faster, and to move toward our goals. If you think about it, that's a pretty challenging task when it comes to trying to program for a diverse community of individuals such as CFGB. If you think about it, we really have people that quite honestly have different goals that run the spectrum from getting a workout that's going to improve, a goal of health and fitness, where I just want to get the best workout I can to make the most improvement in my health and my fitness. We have individuals that have a performance requirement at work, or perhaps they play a sport or something outside of the gym, and they love that recreational competitive aspect of the sport they play outside of the gym, or they want to max out their PT test or improve the scores of their PT test for the Army or the Air Force or Marines or something like that. So we're trying to put workouts together for folks with those goals. And we also have people who have goals of placing in the top 1,000 in the world when compared to others in the CrossFit Games Open. So that's a wide variety of individual goals, and honestly, that's just scratching the surface of what really each individual is going to have a finer grain, more refined goal that's more specific to them. And so the task of putting together a workout that is going to include everyone from beginning to end and help everybody's goals move and improve is a challenging task. However, Greg Glassman kind of figured this all out a long time ago, back in 2000, as he started to start CrossFit, and worked with smaller groups of individuals and provided workouts that were constantly varied. They were of a higher intensity, and he used functional movements. And so what we find, and what he wrote very early on, was that when you combine those constantly varied workouts with functional movements and you perform them at a higher intensity or higher relative intensity, then they find that those are the ones that are going to actually improve our results regardless of what those results are. I mean, if you think about it, that's amazing. But we see that that's actually happens. I remember one summer, I think it was 18 months ago or so, we had two young teens in our program, and they were with us on their off season. One played basketball, one played baseball. And the goals, they had different goals. So the one boy wanted to build muscle, he wanted to get stronger, and he definitely wanted to put on some muscle mass. And the other boy knew that he needed to, in order to get faster for his sport, he was playing baseball. He wanted to get faster. He knew he needed to lose some weight, and so there you go. Two completely different goals. On the one hand, wanted to build muscle. On the other hand, wanted to lose weight and get faster. They both did the same workouts all summer long. They'd come in, and we would basically do the CrossFit workouts in the teen program with them. And as we were checking up with them throughout the summer, toward the end of the summer, sure enough, the first boy who wanted to build muscle, he was building muscle and getting stronger, eating his meat and vegetables, and the other boy was losing weight. He was getting his family on board with improving their nutrition, and he was getting faster. And both of them went off to then play their sports and got a lot out of that CrossFit. So we know that, those are just examples, but we can see every day the improvements that individuals are making. And when you play that out over a longer period of time, and I love the holiday season, because this is a great time for us to be able, a lot of folks will go, they'll visit family, and the family members maybe haven't seen that person for a while. If that person has been doing CrossFit for a number of months prior to traveling back home to visit family, oftentimes the family members will remark, "Wow, you look great. What have you been doing?" So the changes and the improvements that we make continue over that period of time, and we see people improving. But how is it? We got this magic formula of taking functional movements, we're varying them throughout the weeks, and we're performing them at higher intensity, and somehow that recipe is helping everyone in the gym to improve. And so that kind of behind the scenes look at how, when we're putting together the workouts, we have all of that in mind, and we're trying to create workouts that are varied. So sometimes short, sometimes long, sometimes heavy, sometimes light, running, rowing, squatting, deadlifting, and on all of these movements, because we know that constantly varied workout experience is going to be beneficial. We know, and we're trying to put together the workouts, we think about the intensity aspect of it, that we want a workout that is going to have the right stimulus to actually start to create the changes that we want to make. And those changes just aren't going to happen in a low intensity workout. They're not going to happen in a super high intensity workout either, way too high. But there's this nice middle ground in there where we see results happening. And so when we put the workouts together, we try to create workouts that are going to elicit, to bring out this intensity that's going to help us to get better again toward our goals. And finally, we've got those functional movements, and there's a rich set of these that we can pick from to make sure we're using those bigger muscles, compound movements, and the things that are going to help us to get better, not just in the gym, but also translate and transfer to life as well. So as we get older, we're going to remain functional, be able to take care of ourselves, and enjoy life. So that's our kind of behind the scenes look at how we're putting together the programming. And coming into the fall of this year, we were looking at it because we realized that RX version of that workout that we put out, the workout of the day, doesn't always fit and include as broad of a spectrum as we would like. Sometimes the workout is set and written, prescribed, and we have individuals that that prescribed workout doesn't match as well as a slightly modified workout that we think if we were to create that it would be a much better fit and help that person or with those goals do better. And we can look at that workout and we can realize that while we do that, if we changed it another way, slightly differently, that it would be a better fit for some other individuals. And with a lot of the philosophy behind what we do, really back to not just our core values, but who we are as a community, we have to be inclusive. We have to make sure that what we do and what covers everybody and includes everybody. So even though that one workout of the day has done a great job helping us, what we're looking at doing in a couple of weeks, we'll be coming out with several versions of that workout, 2 or 3 versions of that workout every day. And we're going to give them, we're going to put them into 3 different categories. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what those 3 categories are and how you might select between those. Okay, so just simply the 3 categories, the one that we're familiar with that we see every day right now, the one that you might think of being RX'd or scaled, that one is going to more than likely be the performance track. So we're going to call that one the performance track. Then we're going to create a fitness version of that performance track. And the fitness version, you might think of it as the scaled version, but I'd like you to think of it more in line with the goals of improving health and fitness. Because if your goals are to improve your performance for a PT test and improve your performance in that recreational athlete point of view, then that performance workout is going to be right. But if you're really trying to get the best workout of the day and to strive for the relative intensity that is right for you, then, and if you have those health and fitness goals, I think you're going to be interested in looking at and comparing the fitness track with the performance track and making selections day to day between the 2 of them, which one is going to be right for you. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But the idea there is that we're going to have another version of the workout of the day presented in class that will help us to reach that higher intensity in a workout, possibly by using a little lighter loads, maybe by reducing the complexity of the movements, and creating a workout that is going to really help us move forward. So I think we got that one. Now there's another group of goals relative to competition and getting to the top of your game in CrossFit. And this is for folks that really are looking at either, participating in competitions and improving their score when they go to compete. It is for individuals that are looking to place in the top 1,000 of the CrossFit Games Open. So in that case, that workout might obviously have some loads that are a little heavier, but it's going to open the door for some of the more complex movements, some of the more complicated gymnastics movements like handstand walks or ring muscle ups or ring dips, handstand push-ups or handstand push-ups on parallettes and things like that, so that we can provide continued challenges to folks that are looking to increase the skill set that they have, to work out and get a little more challenge for some areas that maybe they otherwise wouldn't be, because they're selecting to do the performance track as RX when they could actually be doing something a little more challenging that's going to help them move toward their particular goals. Now, I think that we could go either way. I think we could continue to go with just one workout of the day and continue to modify that with the coach's input. We've always been able to do that, and I think that's been working really well. So you might say, well, why change it at all? We're going to give it a try with these 3 different tracks and see if it works. And you're going to let me know if it's something that is working well. I'm sure we're going to get some things wrong, and it might have some rough speed bumps in there somewhere. And when those come up, we'll make some corrections and whatnot. Or you'll let me know what's going well and what you really like about it, and maybe it's something that we can continue to refine and to get better. So we're gonna introduce these programming tracks in toward the end of December or coming into the new year. I think the week of December 30th is our target date for that, 2019, and we're going to run it as a pilot, right? So we're going to test it out. We're going to stick with it for at least a month, probably 3 months for sure, where we're really going to give it a try and see how it works. And I'd like to know from you if you find this enhances the experience in the gym and the workouts, and if you feel that you are getting better and that this has been an improvement for you, or if you feel that it is not working. Okay, so either way, fair enough. But I wanted to get all that good information. If you're still listening and still watching this video, good job. You did a great job. Hopefully it didn't bore you too much on that. We'll talk more about the workouts, and I'd love to hear any questions that you might have.